Welcome to episode 396 of the Geeks for the Win podcast, the tech and gaming podcast from the geeksforthewin.com, where we cover all things geeky. I'm your host, William McDonald, and I'm joined with my co-host, Stuart.
Known across the internet as Casual Terror.
Okay, we're back. Probably going to be a shorter show, but that's not a bad thing.
No.
It's not a whole lot of stuff that's really worth talking about, at least that I think, and looks like that Stuart thinks, because our show notes only has like 2 things on it, and so, but I guess, what have you been up to, Stuart?
Something that we've both been playing, and that is Grounded. Grounded came out last week, and we've both played a bit of it. Was it last week or 2 weeks ago? I forget. 2 weeks ago. It was, and this is the Honey, I Shrunk the Kids survival game. And Will hates it. He absolutely hates it. He doesn't want to play it. I don't know what.
I don't hate it. I like these games. I had stuff to do that one day you asked. All the other days, you know.
Yeah, that's what I was getting at. But yeah, and so far the story is short. There is not a whole lot there.
We got through that like quick.
You can do it in
less than 30 minutes.
Less than that. You can probably do it in maybe 10 minutes. And then it's just then exploring the backyard. They did say that they are going to update the game monthly. So there will be an update later this month.
That's good. I mean, it's nice to know, when to expect updates instead of just like, I don't know, you come out when it comes out,
Yeah, cool, because there definitely needs to be some tweaks. Just a couple things. Like the fact that getting tier 2 anything is a bitch. An absolute bitch. Other than a club. A tier 2 club you can get relatively simply, but no, getting tier 2 armor or axes or anything like that, nah, forget about it, because that's all it requires, killing enemies that can one-shot you. And then there's a problem with larvae. Larvae are an issue.
How so?
And I've seen on Reddit that they are also an issue. They just show up, and just in mass numbers, by the way. They show up in mass numbers, and they're not exactly impossible to kill, but they do take a minute. And they just kind of show up at whatever you're building and say, no, let's take that down. And just destroy it. Like I've seen like clips on Reddit where like there were so many larvae on screen that the game actually dropped in frames, and like you couldn't even see ground. It was just larvae just crawling over each other. I'm like, that, 1, gross. 2, that's horrifying.
Huh.
Because like our base, it's got a couple holes in the walls now. So I last stream I was in the process of actually moving all of our stuff to a new location. Kind of hopefully a safer location, because I'm kind of building it over water, and I got access. I unlocked the second story building stuff, so I now have actual floors. And stairs. So I've kind of built it up and over water. So hopefully that'll help. And I came across something interesting. And yes, I said across with a T. Something interesting. It was like I found this this little cave in like a wall, and I walked in, and there was there was probably a good 50 ant heads on pikes, just kind of all around the place. Like holy shit!
Okay.
And there was a skeleton, like a U-sized skeleton in that place. So I was like, oh, okay. And it was also right next to another lab, which is locked.
Okay.
So yeah, there's a lot more to explore. Like I found hey, there's a whole area of the yard that's gas. Because there's a weed killer spray that's kind of leaking and spraying gas all over the place. I immediately got killed by a bombard beetle though, so I didn't have a chance to really explore it. But yeah, there's tons of of the yard that we just haven't yet to touch. But this game definitely has potential. It has potential to be something really, really fun.
It seems very much like most of the other survival type games. Like, you know,
Yeah.
7 Days, Forest, Ark, Minecraft to some extent, but not as much as the others.
Yeah.
The others, because crafting in Minecraft, I just feels a way easier than all the other, you know, survival games that have crafting. You know.
Well, in Minecraft, there's more to craft.
Yeah, there's
Like
more to it, and
there's
it seems a lot easier to understand and to craft stuff because, I mean, they've had how long to, to refine it and to, you know, make it what it is today. So that should be
well,
expected, but yeah.
I don't know. I feel like in most of those games, you just okay, I've got this item, press craft button. But in Minecraft, you actually have to know the recipe.
Yeah. I mean, not really. Not anymore.
Well, not anymore. Yeah,
Yeah.
but um, but yeah, I'm interested to see on what they have definitely said that bees are coming, which is fantastic.
That's horrifying.
Yeah, so I was like, I some of the tweaks I would like to see is one, tone down the larva raids, or at least tell us what makes them happen, so we can at least prevent it or do something about it. Two, some of the enemies are just way too fucking hard. Like spiders are like, unless you glitch the spider to where it can't move, you can't kill it.
So
Or
what happened
unless
with
there's
Steve?
like that's the only
He
way
was
to
lucky and
kill a
got
spider.
it to.
To glitch it. That's the only way to kill it. At least when you're
Well,
by yourself. If you got
and
four
the
other people.
ladybug? Oh my god. Don't even try. Like,
Again, only if you glitch it. Or
I
you
had like
got
20 arrows and I was on a rock where the ladybug couldn't get me, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna try. Oh no. 20 arrows are not gonna be enough.
no,
Like,
you need like 100 arrows.
yeah. It's,
Yeah, but I like it. I will continue to play it from time to time. It won't be my go-to game anymore. It won't. Yeah, that's just. Um. Oh, and they also kind of need, if you play multiplayer, they definitely need to bring invites and like close games, and because after you left that one day, yeah, somebody jumped into our game.
Really?
Yeah.
Like somebody, one of us knew, or
Um. Knew it one time. Yeah. We haven't played with this guy in years. But like,
oh, okay.
why is he here? And then I never actually saw him, but he did leave a backpack of death when he died, when he was killed by a spider, and then immediately left. I'm like, okay, he got some spider silk for us. Cool.
Interesting. Okay.
But
Yeah, I mean,
yeah,
it is game previews, which is their
yeah,
early access.
it,
So
it's
it's
early
and
access.
it's Game Pass, so you can try it out and come back to it whenever you want. Whenever they add something new, and like Game Pass is perfect for this type of game.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I jumped at like I've been kind of like there have been some points where I'm like I would love to, and then I'm like, oh wait, no, it's not like it's a server where we can just join. Like
No,
Stuart has to be on
it's
for me to
yes,
join.
because I was the host.
So
Yeah,
yeah, it's peer to peer. Okay. Well,
yeah,
which I mean that's common in a lot of games like that, unless you have like Minecraft where you have a dedicated server or something like that. But
right,
it's still it was still a thing that I really wasn't thinking about until I did. And I was like, "Oh, yeah.
right.
Okay." So, I've been watching like Achievement Hunter and stuff play it, and a lot of people are really digging it. Like
Yeah,
I've heard a lot of people really like it
yeah.
for what it is.
Uh, I watched a video that Jim Sterling did, and he said, I would hate this stuff normally, but I find all of this so charming that I love this. And that's Jim Sterling. I mean, the guy who loves to hate, or at least talk trash. He actually likes it. So, and that says something. Um, but the other thing one of the other things I've been playing is Call of Duty. Because season 5 came out this week. So, new maps, new weapons, new characters, and a change to the Warzone map. And I've actually kind of gotten back into Warzone a bit too.
Okay.
They that stadium that we kept saying, at one point they're going to open this up, right? We're going to be able to go into this stadium. Well, it's happened now. We can go into the stadium because they blew the roof off of it.
Yeah, interesting.
And yeah, it's a death trap. That's what that is.
Hmm.
Because
I'm
everybody's going to the
sure.
stadium.
I'm sure because it's the new place to go now. So yeah.
And I don't know when they introduce this because I don't think it's new. But for solos, when you play solo, you don't go to the gulag at all. Instead, if you have enough money, when you die, you buy yourself back. So, like there was one match I got like 8 kills and I died like 4 times. So, but still digging Call of Duty. Still a really good game. And the other thing that I jumped into recently, the past couple of days, I've jumped back into Final Fantasy 14. And I've been playing with a couple of people. The
Yeah, seems like a lot of people I know are playing that now. So I don't
Yep,
know.
and
Just I wish it interested me. I really do.
it's a really good MMO. Well, that's really it for me. What about you?
I don't have a whole lot. Little bit of Destiny here, and then I've been streaming Apex. I'm starting to do like afternoon streams.
I saw you actually streamed earlier today.
I streamed today and I streamed yesterday afternoon,
Yeah, I saw that.
and then the night before I think I streamed Destiny, but I don't know. It's just competing against people streaming at night, you know. Although when I did stream the other night, I did not have any issues.
Oh, at the normal time. That's good.
I think maybe I had a bad stream key, maybe because I was just like, we can do a new stream key. You can make new stream keys. So maybe there's a weird thing, and I made a new stream key, and I don't know if that worked, if it was just a coincidence or what, but I was able to. I didn't have
Okay.
any issues at all. No, not even a single dropped frame, and I think I streamed for like a few hours that night. So that's good. That's good to know. That I can stream whenever now, but yeah, just streaming at night like that when there's I just know too many other people who stream at night,
Yeah.
same time, and it's
Yes.
hard to like you know deal with or try to split people coming to your stream versus their stream and just competing, and I don't like that, because self confidence issues. I feel like no one's gonna come to my stream if I stream when other people in our in our circle or in my circle, Destiny circle or whatever is
I
gonna stream. So
I feel that. Yeah. I definitely feel that.
I'm like, I'm gonna do some afternoon streams as long as I can. If I don't have to go out and risk the scary world outside.
That's always nice.
It was scary today. I had to go out, and I was on the bus, and we reached like the max capacity. Not the
Oh
max
no.
capacity of the bus, but max capacity, or not of the
The
seats, but the max capacity of the COVID, new
uh
max capacity.
right.
And the bus driver stopped and was like, "Oh no, you can't get on. You gotta wait for the, I guess they call another bus that comes and helps out when they reach the max capacity. I don't know, but it's also nice because like they requiring masks. A lot of places are requiring masks now, so
Yeah.
that's a plus. I mean, I think I've said this before. I have respiratory issues, so so COVID can really affect me quite a bit.
Right.
So I've been trying to really be as
Wait, hold
careful as
on.
I
You mean
can.
you have respiratory issues yet you still wear a mask? You mean you don't die? Oh my god.
I suffer though. I sure as hell suffer wearing that mask, especially when it's hot outside, and some places or some buses don't necessarily have the AC as low as they should, maybe.
I actually bought. I bought. I. I think I was talking to you when I bought them. Like those things that go like behind the ear to like just supposed to help with the pain of wearing the mask behind the ears. Those things did jack shit. That still fucking hurt. And I got one of the things that go behind the head. Well, the mask I have, it doesn't really have elastic. It's just a thing that just goes around. It's not really, it doesn't really stretch. So like, and the thing that is like that big. So I'm like, well, I can't. This thing won't go to the. It won't. It won't reach. Like that was fucking a waste of money. It's $12 I'll never see
That's
again.
yeah. I've
I
been
don't
wanting
know
to get a
what to do.
better mask, but they're expensive.
Like I like the mask I get. It's just it hurts. That's it. It just
Yeah.
hurts. I mean, I can deal with the, with the sweaty face and all that, but it's just my ears are tender. So
Have you thought about getting one of those masks like that you put around your neck and you pull up? Because I wore one of those for a while before I got a different
oh,
mask.
like a basically just like a scarf. No, I haven't. I haven't looked into those.
Yeah. I have one of those that I was wearing before I got one of the ones with the elastic around the, or that you put loop around your ears and whatnot. And it's comfortable for the most part. I mean, it's just doesn't because it doesn't like put really any pressure on any particular part of your head, But if you're walking in the hot heat, though, that's where it's not the best.
Yeah.
But yeah, so yeah, planning on streaming during the afternoon times when I can. Uh, did Apex twice. I don't know. It's just Apex is an easy game to play and stream for me. I'm trying to think of other stuff because I don't want to just be like one thing, but I don't want to try to play something where I'm just like not going to be able to interact with chat because I was today and yesterday I was able to like interact with people who came into my chat easily and because Apex is like second nature to me, like I
Yeah.
as far as the gameplay wise goes, and I'm just able to be like, oh, talk, and then I may have to suddenly stop when there's a team approaching me and I'm gonna get in a fight and stuff like that. But like for the most part, just moving around, looting, all that stuff, you can kind of not pay the most attention to. You can as long as you can
Well,
hear like what's around you.
Horizon came out today, so there's on on Steam. So there's that
I did see
single
that, yeah, but
single
that
single player player games are useful for that because they're not on. You're not focused all the entire time like
yeah,
you would
I
be like when
don't
you're
know
playing
how.
other games.
Yeah, I don't know how well my PC would be able to handle that because there's been a lot of issues, I've seen.
But what is
So
okay? I was gonna say what do the reviews say? They're mixed.
Yeah, there's mixed reviews. I've seen a lot of like, hey, it's pretty, but it doesn't run the best.
Story
I've seen
10
a
out of
lot of
10.
those.
Gameplay 10 out of 10. Graphics 8 out of 10. Port 8 out of 10.
I think Eurogamer said it was a hot mess. The port was, or it was messy. Was it?
I'm sure it'll be
Let's see.
patched.
I
I
mean, it's
mean,
gotten patches, yeah.
but I mean, it'll probably take a minute to fix them.
Yeah, Horizon Dawn's PC port is deeply disappointing from Eurogamer. Uh, Must have been someone else who called it messy. I saw messy and I was like, oh, that's an interesting term. But
That's the name of a soccer player.
I saw, what was it? I saw Steve was streaming it today. I was kind of out, so I was just like popping in, but when I was out checking and seemed to run somewhat well on his, but he's got a brand new PC. You know,
Mm.
he just built it like when the with he built he paid for it with his stimulus money. So
Ah, okay.
he's got like 2070 super and you know all the stuff, all the crazy stuff, and I'm still rocking an ancient PC.
Probably wasn't the best time to buy a 2070.
I mean, I don't
Because
know. You keep saying
rumor has it next month is when
you
the
say
30
that,
series.
but what I don't understand. I mean, yes, maybe it comes out, but what am
We
I
don't
looking
know.
for?
We don't
What's
know the
the
specs yet.
We don't know the specs. We don't know the price. We don't know the supply. I mean,
That's
typically
that's
the
that's
previous
next month. That's next month.
yeah, but I mean, we don't know like how much is gonna how many of them they're gonna have to be able to
Well,
sell.
no.
So if they
No,
sell out,
I'm saying if you wanted to buy 2070, wait until all that stuff is at least announced, prices will come down.
see that's why I'm saying like I'm not quite sure because if there's not that much, if there's not a whole supply of like the 30 series, then the 20 series is still going to be pretty. If the 30 series sells out and people can't get the 30 series, then the 20 series is going to be very valuable for people who really want, you know, PC gaming. Typically, yes, I would agree with you. When that stuff happens, like the previous gen does take a price dip, but like with supply limits and stuff, for because things aren't being able to be manufactured as like they normally are.
Yeah.
Not quite sure,
Um,
but this was months ago too. Like this was like 2, 3 months ago. Steve did this, so and he's the type where he's like, I want it now. I'm not gonna wait. So
oh, I'm definitely the type of I want it now, but I don't. I definitely don't.
yeah, but yeah. So my PC. I'm still rocking DDR3 memory, so that tells you.
Uh, like
And I've been
up
I've
until not that long ago, I was also on DDR3.
yeah, and it's like, ah, man, it's DDR3 memory. It can't be that expensive to maybe get some more to give a little more, a little more life to my. Oh no, it is. It's it's still pretty pricey.
Yeah.
It's like the
RAM is
same amount as DDR4. Maybe because like maybe they're not making it, they're not producing them anymore or as much, so maybe that's the reason why. I don't know. I don't know. I'm not one to understand why things are priced the way they are. Like I'm just like, "Oh, okay, that's expensive." Or, "Oh, that's 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 a good deal." I don't really know the like methods behind why stuff is priced the way they are. Like some people who have their ears to the ground in the industry and knows like
right.
stuff. Um,
By golly, they are the same fucking price.
I was
If
telling, yeah, like
if not more expensive. If not more expensive.
when I've like looked locally to see if like people are selling their old memory or stuff like, and it's like no one is. And in my area, there's not a lot of people who like use like Craigslist or stuff like that, unfortunately. So, but yeah, I mean, I'm everything I'm playing, in streaming, it's fine. Like I can't play things on ultra, but I can play things on
Mm-hmm.
medium to high. I can play things on some things on high because I turned some stuff down, like foliage and shadows and
Sure.
stuff. I turned that stuff down because that I don't notice that stuff, and that stuff is a resource hog. So win-win. I free up, you know, I free up system power, computing power, or whatever, and without really losing anything because I don't notice shadows or foliage. Yeah, that made me look a little better, but it doesn't bother me much. Or some of the different lightings and stuff like that they have
Right.
on games that seem a little too much. Like, was it Apex has like so many different lighting options you can like toggle on and off?
Been a while since I've looked at settings.
I'm like, oh, okay, that makes it. That makes it okay. I turned that off, and it's not as like the sky's not as bright. That doesn't really affect me. If it's like it's not like the game's darker. It's just like when you look up at the sky, it's not as blinding. So okay, I'll turn that off if it's gonna use less GPU or CPU or whatever. Um. So yeah. Uh, what else? I played a little bit of Blightbound. I need to
Hmm.
play more of this game. It's a, it's a 3-player co-op dungeon crawler. Um, it's in early access right now. It's $20, so it's not like it's a huge investment. It's pretty fun. I enjoyed like I only really played like one session of it. I want to play more of it, but it's one of those things where it's like this is meant for you know this is meant to play with other people. And I thought Steve would be like all up on this because this is normally his thing. And I got a code, and I got they sent like a bunch of codes, like it's like they were like, oh, here's a bunch of codes, and I'm like, oh, okay, thank you. You know, I only wanted like one, maybe two. I'm like, I for co-op games, I'm always like, hey, can I get two if possible? If not, one. Always just to
Right.
you know because I mean, if it's a multiplayer game, you want to be able to experience the multiplayer aspects of it.
Right.
So, and it has some issues. I mean, it there's three characters to start out with. One is like a mage character who can heal, and this is like a was it what's the term? It's like top 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 down looking, like a
Isometric.
is it isometric? Yeah, okay. So yeah, isometric, um where you're three people, either three different characters. You can't really choose which characters you have or you select. I
Well,
don't like
actually,
that. I hate when games do
looking
that.
at the screenshots, it's not isometric. It's more of a beat 'em up, like a side scrolling beat 'em up looks like, because it's
But
really
yeah, but
zoomed
it's
in. It's not like Diablo is the classic isometric,
yeah, but
and
it's not
this
a
does not look
side
like that.
scroller because you're able to go, back and forth, and there's different, the levels are it's not just you going one way to one direction the whole time. It is like dungeons where you're exploring all kinds of different areas and stuff. But it you can't select which character. You can only, like, I only have the three characters. I think we unlocked a fourth character. They're wanting to have up to 20 characters, I think, which is kind of cool. I think you select the three, and then like it'll randomly select a character for you from those three. I don't like when games do that, when you can't just like select which character you want to be. I mean, games do this so that, like, I guess, you don't have people selecting the same character or people getting mad because they can't be what character they want if someone selects first. I don't know, not quite sure why. Like, I don't know, it just seems like a outdated concept of like not being able to just select which character you want, especially since it's it's co-op. I don't know. I can't remember if you can find randoms to play with you or not, but this is it's a published by Devolver Digital. By the way, the characters are interesting. The first three, one's a mage who healing. He's big on healing and ranged attacks. The other is a rogue type character who's able to like move really quickly, and she does extra damage when she attacks a enemy from behind. I think she does like double backstabbing energy. I think it was like called backstabbing or something like that. And the other is like a kind of like a warrior tank character who literally has her or his big ability is he's able to get gigantic. Like he's able to grow like 3-4 times in size and take aggro from like a tank. And it seems like though so far it seems like those are the three kind of class types, and maybe the other characters are going to fit in that class type but kind of have varying abilities, um or variations on the that kind of mage healer or rogue or tank characters. It looks good. It's fun. It's got mostly positive reviews on Steam right now. I'm looking at it. It's early access too, like I said. So, they are working on stuff. It's got, the levels take like they take about like 20 minutes to get through. 20, 25, maybe if you're exploring like everything, trying to get
Mm.
stuff. There's like there's a like merchant system where you're able to pick up stuff, items, and buy and sell stuff. We played a few different levels, and we just kept getting the same like drops and stuff. We're just like pretty much, I don't know if it was bugged because of early access or not, but they were like the same stats as the stuff that we already had. So I mean, like the exact same stats as the stuff that we had from the starting characters,
Hmm.
which that doesn't seem. I mean, that really doesn't seem like that's supposed to be that way. You know, why would you get loot that's equivalent to what the starting character has? Like, it's
Cosmetic.
gotta be bugged. I mean, it's not really. There's not much cosmetic to it, as far as I can tell. But it's fun so far. I'm hoping to play more of this. Get Steve to play more of it. I gave Josiah a code, but I don't know. Who knows? I still have another code. I offered you one, but you were like, "No,
I
I'm good."
no, I looked at it, I'm like, I don't see me playing this more than once. So
Yeah. So that's that. Like I said, they sent me a bunch of codes and I was just like kind of surprised. I'm like, wait, it's 3-player co-op, but you sent me more than 3 codes. Okay, you really want to get this game out there and let you know people
yeah,
know about it, I guess. Um. So yeah. There's another game that I wish other people had that I want to play with, like Fall Guys. It looks so
that
fun, and I've watched
that
people.
game does look fun. I've watched a ton of people play that game. Um,
I watched
that
a
game
ton of
looks
people
fun.
play the game in groups, and it looks so
Yes,
fun to play in a group. Like,
yes.
I've watched the kind of funny people play it. I've watched was it I think it was last night. Ryan and from Achievement Hunter and Meg Turney were playing it.
I
They were
watched Jeremy
streaming
play
it.
it. I watched Alfredo and Michael
Oh,
play it.
yeah,
They were actually
yeah,
playing it earlier today until it just
yeah. I saw
completely
that.
crashed for everybody.
Yeah,
Um,
see, it had issues its first day where there was, it was having issues because it's also free for PS Plus members.
mhm.
Um,
Yeah,
and it got review bombed.
I watched the Giant Bomb guys play it, and they had issues, and they were playing on the
Yeah,
PlayStation, and they could not get into like they could not all get into one game. Like one of them would always drop, or yeah, it looked kind of rough,
yeah, it
but
got
the
review
game looks
bombed
fun.
pretty badly. From
The
what I
game does
heard,
look fun,
and it's like
and it's
I heard
20
someone say
bucks.
yeah, $20, not much. I heard someone say like that's not you don't like. There's a difference between a game being bad and like a game having some launch day server issues because they weren't expecting a huge influx. I mean, it is an indie it is like it's not like a AAA game. It's this, like, and then
No, and
I've heard a lot of
I
people say like, "Oh, it shouldn't be on PS Plus then," and I'm like, eh. Like Gary Whitta was like, "Oh, if they can't handle it, it shouldn't have been on PS Plus for free or at launch or stuff like that," because he was mad his daughter wanted to play it and couldn't.
he should know better.
He was like, "I'm okay if I have issues, if I'm upset, but when you upset my daughter," and I'm like, "Oh, okay, well, I mean, let's come on now, come on now, like I understand, but it's a video game."
Yeah,
Like I don't think they, it's not like they were like targeting your daughter, but
But it
so
does appeal to kids.
it yeah, it looks fun. I like the way you can cut. I like all the different customizations I've seen of people being able to customize their little characters. I don't know what they're Fall Guys, I guess.
Yeah.
Was it you got if you I think if you pre-ordered it or got it like day one or I don't know if you can still get it or not. But you got Gordon Freeman skin. That's the dude from Half-Life, right?
Yes.
Yeah. And then they were selling an Alex skin, I think, or something like that in their own little store. It's got like a battle pass too. It looks like it. At least you don't have to pay for it after you pay the game or pay for the game. So I don't know if like if you will in the future, if like the next battle pass
Right.
comes out, if you're gonna have to or not, or if it's just gonna live off of just regular microtransactions or not. But it's like the best way to describe it is it's like the Mario Party mini games meet Battle Royale. Like,
Yeah. Here's the notice on the Steam store. We understand that the number of jelly beans in the jar. We're working hard to increase their server capacity.
yeah,
Or we underestimated the number of jelly beans in the jar. So
yeah, yeah. I got a code for it, and I was hoping they would send out a bunch of codes because it's Devolver Digital, just like Blightbound, but
right,
that wasn't the
right.
case, unfortunately. But it looks fun. I'm trying to talk everybody into it. Like, hey, this really looks good, Josiah. It'd be a great. Oh, it'd be fun group game. Hey, I don't know. It's just I see all these games, like all these fun group games be streamed by or do let's plays of people do like Achievement Hunter and stuff, like the Jackbox games or the
Right.
Overcooked or stuff like that, and it's like I want to play those type of games with people, but nobody.
And
I don't
I
have anyone to play those type of games with.
and I may or may have just bought it as we were just talking. I mean,
Oh,
it's
that's
$20. I've been watching people play it. I do like it. So
so apparently 20 is too much for Steve, who's like, man, if it was 15, I would pick it up, but it's 20. And I'm like, you were playing the beta of this and having fun. So what are you talking about? Like, you buy all kinds of games, like
what are you
early
gonna do
on without like,
with that extra $5?
right? Like, you can pretty much buy anything for $5 nowadays.
Right. Buy a soda.
Yeah. Buy the one crappy sub of the day at Subway. Because I don't think they do like any $5 footlongs anymore. I think it's like they rotate it every day. Like there's a certain one. Last I looked,
It's been so
it's
long
like
since I've been to Subway.
Tuesday is the roasted chicken, whatever, and Thursday is the this, and yeah, I haven't eaten a lot
Unless
of
it's the
fast food in a
meatball
while.
sub, I'm not. I don't count me out.
I
That's the
love a good
best sub
meatball sub. I love.
with provolone cheese. Yeah.
I do like a good club sub. Turkey, ham, bacon.
I don't do
Sometimes there's
cold
roast
cuts.
beef. Oh,
I don't do cold.
yeah, I
I don't do cold. I don't
there's a
do cold
place
cuts.
here that does grilled subs where they grill the meat.
Mm.
Yeah, so
And yeah, and Subway will heat it for you. But I just
oh yeah, they'll put it in the microwave.
that's what it is.
But yeah, so yeah, we definitely got to play some Fall Guys then, since you picked it up.
Yeah.
Definitely play it and stream it, have some fun. Maybe pressure other people into picking it up, maybe. Cause see, like I think Josiah was like, yeah, I could see me playing it, but like like it's one of those like he's worried he wouldn't play it that much, and it's like, well, I mean, if we had a group who would committed to it, like that's the
Right,
thing,
but also with this game, and I definitely heard with with Rooster, they're like, it's fun for right now, but this might not have legs.
I would imagine like I would imagine it would be easy to like support it. They would just add new like
Well,
levels. You
yeah, I
know,
mean, just adding new stuff to it, but like, will people still be interested though? Like
I
that's
don't know.
it's not really like the new content, but just more. Will people be interested in 2 weeks?
Yeah, I can see that. It's a unique, interesting game that it's like there's not a lot of competition for it. It's technically like a BR, right? But like
Well, it is definitely a BR,
it's not a shooter though. Like
right?
it's not.
It's a
It's all these like mini games and where you're trying to get
it's
through
the
crazy
it's
obstacle
the
courses or
it's the Mario Party of BRs.
yeah, exactly. Like that's the perfect like I was saying, perfect way. I heard someone say that before and I'm like, yeah, that's what I want. That's what I want to play right now. It's fun. So I and also it's like it looks way easier than it is.
Yeah, I'm
Because
sure it is.
watching, you're like, because games like this, you're watching, you're like, oh, this looks easy to win, and then you're playing it, and you're like, oh, okay, I've got to get used to how this like. It's not bad. It's not like the controls are
Oh,
bad. It's
my
just
teammates are absolute idiots. That's why I can't win.
exactly, exactly, and that's where like having a big group what helps, because when you group up, like when you do the group games or the group rounds, you're in the same group. I think you don't get split up.
Yeah,
So
I've not seen anybody on a different team that were in a party.
yeah, so that's definitely good. I think this could last. Like I could think this could have some legs. It's it's simple enough, it's cheap enough, and people love getting
And doggone it, people
customization.
like it.
And people love customization, and this has you know, this is built for customizing your character to be exactly how you want it through like earning in-game stuff or just buying. I think you can just buy stuff, of course, because of course it's a
Right.
video game in 2020. You can just buy currency for
Exactly.
skins and stuff like that. But yeah, but that's pretty much it for me. So I guess we can get into our news topics.
All right.
I don't know why Twitch always like every time I go look at Twitch, it's always saying the online offline thing is always toggled offline, and I'm like, I never do that. Why does it always do that? I always toggle back online, and then when I check back later, it always toggles back to offline, showing me offline.
That's weird because I always see you online.
Yeah, I don't know. It just
So I mean, it's not.
it bugs me. I don't know why. I don't know why it does that, but it's one of those things where it's like it doesn't really matter too much, really, but it bugs me. It's one of those dumb things that I wish it didn't bug me, but it does bug me.
Mhm.
Anyways, news topics. There's Which tab?
Uh,
Oh, yeah.
on September 15th, Game Pass Ultimate will be adding cloud gaming.
Hooray! It's 2 days before my
and
birthday.
there is a good number of games that will be supported.
It's all of Game Pass, right?
No. Not all of it.
Okay.
Well, at least PC wise. Like Xbox wise, there's tons on the Xbox that are not on PC.
Game Pass isn't available on PC though. Or I mean, XCloud isn't available on PC for Windows. They haven't announced that, I don't think.
Well, this is Game Pass Ultimate. So if you have Game Pass Ultimate, which you have the PC version, that's
yeah. But I'm saying like there's no like XCloud PC, right?
no. They're just saying it's going to be available on phones. Like that's it. You know, on to their Android phones and tablets. That's going to be it. So you can't play Xbox to PC, but you know. But all of these games are definitely on Game Pass.
Yeah, that's the thing. Yeah, and
that's what you were saying. All of the games are on Game Pass.
Yeah, it's just Game Pass games right now, right? It's not like there aren't any games that aren't on Game Pass on this list.
No, and honestly, I would be surprised if it
That's
ever
their
goes
goal,
outside
though.
of Game Pass.
No, I mean that they've said that. They've come out and said that.
Well, they may want to, but it may not ever happen.
Yeah.
Like that's kind of the thing. I don't know.
Because some of their beta games are not games on Game Pass.
Well, because people aren't the developers aren't happy with, or maybe it's publishers aren't happy with like the NVIDIA one because they didn't ask.
Which is dumb. I don't understand that.
But
like,
so, I mean, it's kind of like, well, NVIDIA may have kind of soured the milk there with letting outside of Game Pass games. But yeah, there's see all of the Halo games, of course. And it's the ones you expect, Ark, and some of the ones you wouldn't expect, like Costume Quest 2. Bleeding Edge, Crackdown, Destiny.
I mean,
F1 2019.
Double Fine is owned by Microsoft now, so.
Nah, true. Let's see. Forza, Gears, or the Gears Ultimate Edition, Gears of War 4, Gears 5, Grounded, Killer Instinct, Hellblade, Max: The Curse of the Brotherhood, Minecraft Dungeons, Outer Worlds, Ori and the Blind Forest, Definitive Edition, Ori and Will the Wisps, Quantum Break, Recore, Rise, Son of Rome.
Rise is still one of the best looking games, I think.
I don't know. I think no. Well, it's not out yet, but I think it's still. It looks great though. Cyberpunk. That's an amazing game. But
yeah, said one of the.
State of Decay 2, Sunset Overdrive, Super Lucky's Tale. Tell me why. Which is not out yet. The Bard's
But it'll
Tale
be out by the
trilogy.
time this
It'll
is.
yes.
Yeah.
Wasteland 2, Wasteland 3, Wasteland Remastered, and Yakuza Kiwakami 2, which is, I think, the remake of Yakuza 2. It's the remake of that one.
Safe guess. Yeah.
Because I know the Yakuza games are old, and I want to say the first two have been remade in like the modern look.
Yeah.
Let's see. And see, this will be available in not everywhere in the world, but a good number of countries: Australia, Belgium, Canada, Czech Republic, Denmark, Finland, France, Germany, Hungary, Italy, Ireland, Netherlands, Norway, Poland, Portugal, Slovakia, Spain, North Korea, Sweden, Switzerland, the UK, and US.
Yeah. I the what interests me, I guess, not that I'm gonna take advantage of this, but I'm just curious, like, because in the beta, there's you got all the list of games you can do the xCloud on, where it's
Mm-hmm.
their server to your phone, and like I said, there are games that aren't on Game Pass in that list. And that's kind of what they're wanting. I think they even said that their goal is to have your library. You can, it's just a service, whatever your library of games are,
I mean,
you know.
ideally, sure.
Yeah. But they also have a toggle where you can stream the games from your Xbox to your phone, like, remote play.
Mm-hmm.
Haven't heard anything if that's gonna like be part of this when it officially launches. Just
Don't
something
know.
I just thought about. Like, I was just like, oh yeah, that was a thing. Okay, huh? Because some people, it might be better for some people, to be able to like just play it in your bed, streaming from your living room or whatever, and not have to like, have less lag maybe than streaming it straight from, some server network. Being able to just
I don't know.
stream it from your own network.
I'm against playing games like this on my phone. So I'm never going to use this. I think it's cool. It's an option, but I will never use this because I will not play
See,
games on my phone.
the
At least
only way that
these games on my phone.
yeah, like I have tried it and it works for what it is, but the screen's too tiny.
It's too small.
Like, I could see if you had like maybe a 10-inch tablet,
Sure, tablet, absolutely,
that would make
but
sense. That'd be great. But yeah,
yeah, definitely not on my phone.
I tried this on one of the on I have a phone it's not it's like over 5 inches screen, so it's not a small phone, but it's too tiny,
I mean,
to play some of
I'll
these
load it up
games.
once and go, yep, that's it, and that's all I'll do.
So, yep, I'm playing Halo on my phone.
That's exactly the game I was gonna play too. Yep, that's Halo. All right.
Yeah, which I mean, it's this is the perfect way to get people into the Xbox ecosystem, really. You don't have the money to pay for the Series X. You got a phone. You got $15. You got a Xbox controller, or get a third party controller or one of these uh got like
At least
third-party controllers and stuff,
the
right?
controllers that has Bluetooth.
Yeah, you hook it up. I think was it Microsoft even like what was it? They a while ago they even said like in one of their press releases PlayStation controller. I remember we were like freaking out about that. Like they actually said, dual shot, not like
Right.
like most other companies would never name their competitors controllers. They just be like, oh, any other Bluetooth control. But no, they actually had said dual shock.
Right. Thank you, Joe from Grinder, for the follow. Interesting name. But yeah, that's it for my news. What do you got?
God,
Happy
got
news,
some.
right?
Yeah, rainbows and butterfly kisses and unicorn farts.
Yeah.
I was already on the fence for Marvel's Avengers, the
Uh huh.
Crystal Dynamics Square Enix game.
Yeah.
Because like a lot of it looks kind of rough. A lot of stuff I've seen, like there are newer stuff people are kind of okay with and excited about, and there's a beta going on right now on
Right. And
PS4, I think.
I actually watched a little bit of it right before we started recording.
I did look at something recently, like it was something to do with Black Widow, and I'm like, ooh, she still looks rough.
Just, the game, it doesn't it doesn't grab me as this is a full priced AAA game. This is a movie tie-in game. That's what this kind of looks to me. Like it's a movie tie-in game without the movie.
But they're trying to differentiate it from the movie because they're not going to have the movie skins, you know.
Which,
So
okay.
it's kind of that's kind of also a little weird, but also like what exact is this, like a Destiny type game? Is this a live service? I've heard people say, yeah, it is, and then other people are like, no, don't get your don't set your expectations. It's not going to be a live service game. I've heard a lot of people in the industry say that particularly, and I'm like, oh, okay. I mean, and this game comes
Which
out next
it's
month, right?
which is fine. You know, we don't need every game does not need to be a live service game. In fact, don't do that.
Yeah. I agree, yeah, but like it's still like it's still kind of confusing, to like what's going
I
on. There's
I actually never thought this was going to be a live service game. I was like, this is going to be a story, just like the Spider-Man game. Be some story, some DLC. That's it.
oh no, they're going live service ish, where they're talking about they're gonna, at least I've heard they've said they're gonna add new story stuff here and like support it with content, but it's not gonna be like these like Division or Destiny where you have like all this crazy activities all the time going on, or season, like stuff like that. I don't I've heard it's not going to be like that from other people in the industry, listen to podcasts or watching YouTube videos, stuff like that. The thing that really tips me is Spider-Man is going to be an exclusive PlayStation character. Not a
Of
Spider-Man
course he is.
skin, not the Marvel Spider-Man skin, from the Spider-Man game, but the entire character.
Of course he is.
And some people like I I don't I've seen some people like talk about this, like people like in the industry, and some people are under the assumption that Sony has like the exclusive gaming rights to Spider-Man, and that's not true.
No, no, because he was
Yeah,
definitely in Ultimate Alliance.
yeah, he's in Ultimate Alliance. There have been tons of Spider-Man games on, you know, other systems. Like back
Not
in
for
the
a while though.
360, I
No,
played a bunch of Spider-Man games. They were bad,
yeah,
but I
but
played them.
yeah, but I can definitely see where somebody would think that they now have the exclusive rights. Not they've always had it, but they now do.
Oh, I don't know if Marvel would ever have done that. If
No,
they'd
no, they wouldn't. Um,
because that's their leverage. That's leverage to have Spider-Man in the MCU is like, yeah, we'll let you be able to make your Spider-Man games on your stuff like that. Like Sony only has the movie rights. They don't even have the full merchandising rights. I think Marvel still has the merchandising rights for
I
Spider-Man.
believe you're right.
So so there are people who are, like who are in the know who think that, and it's like, no, that's not it. And this I've seen a lot of articles where people are upset about this because it's like, yeah, this is a smart business move, but it's bad for consumers. Like
Yeah,
this
no, this is a no for me.
it's like I said, it's not like it's a skin or anything like that. I could see that, or I could see how Destiny was like. I didn't agree with it, but I can understand. Hey, you get a special mission, exclusive
Or
PlayStation mission, something like
even
that.
it being
But
even Spider being a timed exclusive.
and that's the thing. This isn't even come out till next year, so like, so that's also a interesting thing where I've seen some people like, are people really going to be interested in this game in a year? Like,
Mm,
whether or not I
probably
mean,
not.
whether or not people will or won't, that's not the point. Like, Spider-Man is like one of the most popular superhero characters there are. So
And
to be able to,
I've seen articles that say Spider-Man is the only exclusive character. And then I've seen other articles that say Spider-Man is not the only exclusive character.
I've seen, yeah, I've seen
I've seen both.
articles. I've seen a lot. I haven't seen the where they say he's the only. I've seen ones where they're like, oh no, he's not the only one. And there's also other exclusives like PlayStation Plus exclusive content and stuff like that. So it's not just this one thing, you know. But I don't know. This this tips me over the edge. Because it's not
Yeah,
just I mean, oh, go ahead.
there was just something about this game. I was like, this this game should appeal to me, but it doesn't. And
Apparently,
I can't
Pants of
quite put
Steve
my
is all
finger on it.
in. He said he just tweeted that 4 minutes ago.
I can't quite put my finger on it, but this game just does not look good to me.
It's the same kind of feeling I had with Anthem. Like, just I don't know. It just doesn't appeal to me at all. Like, I don't think the quality is there. You know.
Yeah.
I think one, they are also rushing it, or it's been delayed, but I think they've decided, oh, we're just gonna put it out because hey, look, Animal Crossing sold gangbuster, Last of Us sold gangbuster, Ghost of Tsushima sold gang, but people want games right now, so let's put it out and people will buy it regardless. I think that's a big factor of why it hasn't been delayed again. When some stuff you look at and you're like, maybe it should be. I mean, something like this, you want it to be delayed until it's perfect, you know?
Yeah.
Because this was supposed to be like this was supposed to be the triple A, you know, Marvel game, like, and we really haven't gotten a lot of Marvel games, like,
No.
weirdly enough. Like with all the MCU movies and stuff, there are no tie-in games. There are no like, you've got the Marvel, you got the Sony Spider-Man game, you've got
Which
Ultimate
is great.
Alliance
That
3.
was a great game.
Yeah, you've got this, and then the Marvel versus Capcom Infinite? Those are like the only like games that have Marvel games in like the last like, I don't know. Like there are also Marvel Heroes, but you know that's not around anymore, sadly.
That's gone. Yeah.
I enjoyed it. It was fun, especially
It
because they
was
gave me a
okay.
bunch of free currency,
That's why you liked it.
so I was able to play like whatever characters I wanted. That was really fun. But yeah, it's just I don't know. It's a vote with your wallet thing, and I'm definitely gonna vote with my wallet because I don't have a PS4, and I don't plan on getting a PS5 anytime soon. It's not like I was gonna play this on Xbox. I would play this on PC if anything, and not been saying, "Oh, you're gonna have the lesser version of it," even if even if Spider-Man doesn't come out for a year. That's still, you know, that that's still like, hey, it's been a year. It's a year later. Come play a Spider-Man. We're gonna give Marvel Avengers is gonna have some, it's gonna have some freshness to it with playing as Spider-Man. Well, you can't do that on PC or Xbox, so it's like, Spider-Man is one of my favorites. You know, it's one of my favorites.
Absolutely.
He's one of everyone's favorites.
I mean, hey, I chose him as my little thing right here.
Yeah, like, you know, the 90s animated show is one of my favorite animated shows of all time. I love it. You know, I had all kinds of Spider-Man merchandise growing up. Like Spider-Man was, you know, Spider-Man's like it's Superman, Batman, and Spider-Man. Those are the three. Those are that's the Trinity. Sorry, Wonder Woman, but you know, it's Spider-Man's a lot more popular than you are by far. So it's just yeah, it really upsets me, and they've come out and they've kind of tried to defend themselves. I've seen I've heard like there have been people coming out to defend themselves on this, and what they say doesn't really, it's just words. Like it's not really anything like.
Yeah, there was an article, there was an interview done on comicbook.com. It was word salad. It was literally word salad. Like what was being said did not make sense. Like
Yeah.
either the person writing this article or translating this or the speaker had a stroke. Cuz it was like these sentences don't go together. Are you using Donald Trump's, speechwriter? Like what the hell is going on?
Yeah. So like I've heard that. I've heard the I think that's probably what I've heard about. But yeah, it's just like they've come out and defended themselves, but they didn't really say anything that made any sense, or
No.
like really defended their position. Like it's, or calmed people's outrage. Like people are still upset because it's still what it is. It's not like Sony has secretly. It's not like Sony has the rights to all Spider-Man games, or Spider-Man in video games. Like we
Right.
said, that's not the case. And if it was the case, Sony would definitely say something. Like, they would definitely say, "Oh, hey, you're only gonna ever be able to play Spider-Man on PS5. Like any, Spider-Man in any game on PS5. Like that'd be a huge selling point if that was the case. But obviously they don't. And we've seen other games like, Ultimate Alliance had Spider-Man in it.
Here's the quote that I saw. Okay, this was
I'm excited.
so. So the beauty of Spider-Man and what Spider-Man represents as a character and as a world is, again, it comes back to the relationship with PlayStation and Marvel. What happened to be, once you can execute and deliver, when it comes down to the choices of where that Spider-Man, of where and what Spider-Man can be, that's the relationship question that PlayStation absolutely has the rights to. That, as you guys know, with Sony's ownership there, and Marvel with Sony saying, "Hey, this is something we can do. This is something we can do on this platform." What the fuck did I just read and say? Like, nothing was said there.
I don't know. That sounds like cult leader talk right there. Like, but what? But is this a cult? Well, no, it's not. It's blah blah blah. It is. Is this a cult? Like, just circles. Like you were saying, speaking in circles.
Yeah.
It's just I don't understand. Like I don't understand any of that. Well, I understand it. It was, trying to say stuff that sounds nice and good, but it has no substance to it at all. It doesn't explain anything. It's
Right.
just words to try to ease ease people's outrage.
It was
But
a
there's no.
business decision. That clear and simple.
Yeah.
It was a business decision.
But that's where, like, you have been kind of confused, or like, oh well, Xbox said they're not gonna, but I see console launch exclusive. Well, yeah, they said they're not gonna have like third party exclusives like this. For instance, this is an example of what
Right.
Xbox is not gonna do because it
Right.
hurts consumers.
It does.
It's anti-consumer. That's the term I've heard the most this week. Uh, you know, because of this. Because I've heard people say it's anti-consumer. And it's everywhere. People are, like IGN, Polygon, Greg Miller, Sony fanboy himself, has come out against this.
I mean, there's no way you can defend this and not be like, oh, this is a good thing. For whom?
Yeah, I mean, and it also
It's
the
not
goal.
good for Sony because they just get it. But if Spider-Man was just going to be out there, then Sony would when the PlayStation would also get it.
And you want a game like this, the goal to be crossplay, like not just like generational or ecosystem or whatever. You want it to be like you'd expect maybe the goal to be full crossplay, but like that, that's not
I don't
probably
know
gonna
with
happen.
a game like this. I don't think
Yeah,
so
it's
with a game like
probably,
this.
well, I mean, not anymore. I mean,
I would
you
have been
do have.
shocked if it was otherwise.
I don't know. Like there are the similar like or similarities to games like Destiny and stuff like that, where Destiny, their ultimate goal is complete crossplay, but like, right
Sure,
now
that
they're
is a
just
game I
doing
understand.
they're just doing ecosystem crossplay. And my theory of why complete crossplay isn't coming out with the like Xbox One to Series X and PS4 to PS5 crossplay, why it's not all together, is because Game Pass PC isn't going to come out till 2021. And Microsoft's whole thing is games on Game Pass, like PC and whatever, tend to have crossplay. I'm thinking that's maybe a reason
Mm.
why Bungie's like holding off on putting it out. But yeah, so I mean, it's just, I don't know. I've heard a lot of people say like, yeah, that should have this should have crossplay, and now probably it won't. It won't have complete crossplay now because you're gonna be playing as like Hulk with people who have Spider-Man, and you'll be like, well, I can't play as Spider-Man because I'm on PC or I'm on Xbox, and that's gonna upset people. The whole point of crossplay is
It
to bring
already
people
is.
to get. But I mean, the whole point of crossplay is to bring people together. But if this had complete crossplay, that would just bring people together and upset people. You know, it would do the opposite of what crossplay typically does, because you have an huge exclusive character. We're not talking like Squirrel Girl or something, like
Don't just
Jubilee, you know,
squirrel girl. Jubilee, there you go.
Jubilee.
There you go.
Yeah.
Jubilee.
We're not talking about Jubilee. We're talking about Spider-Man, which, yeah, I don't know. This is a game where it's like its whole concept is it's a character game, right? Like
Yeah.
choose your character, play it, play through this stuff, and like the like I think each character has its own like kind of battle pass too, where you can unlock stuff for it. So like one of the big things behind this is to play multiple characters.
Yeah, it's
That's one of
this
the
definitely got an
appeals of this.
RPG elements to it. So like there's leveling up and all that kind of stuff.
So like this exclusive, like Spider-Man exclusive to PlayStation, kind of goes against what their core concept of the game kind of is, right? Like it's just weird and just not good. Like I don't know. It's just when we were thinking, hey, Sony's good. They're now allowing crossplay. Like this happens, and it's a good business move, but in theory, but like not for the consumers, and
No,
you
when
know
you just soured a lot of people on your company.
exactly, and anyways, yeah, that's man, I've been so fired up about this. It's it upsets me because like we said, it's not like it's some random character or it's an exclusive skin or some even exclusive Spider-Man level, a Spider-Man themed level or something like that, or Spider-Man mode. No, it's the entire character. And apparently they're putting a lot of work and effort into the character too, because that's also something they've talked about, is they got to make sure he feels right, and they're putting a lot of work and effort and paying special attention to make sure he's great. And it's like that's great, but it's only for one platform. So does that mean like all these other characters aren't getting as much attention and thought put into them. Like,
I mean, judging by their faces, I say so.
like I said, the stuff I saw for Black Widow, man, there's some
I
images where
think
she looks gruff.
all of their faces look bad. Like they're just supposed to be,
Yeah,
like they're supposed to be superheroes, and they look generic as hell. Like their faces are the
they
most generic looking person you've ever.
they
Like they
look
don't
like the
have.
superheroes. They look like the people who dress up as superheroes that you take pictures with.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think that's the best way to
Sure.
to compare it. Like, you know, dude kind of looks like Chris Pratt, Star Lord, but not
He's
really.
got the costume on. That's about as far as it gets. Like he doesn't
Yeah, like
look. He doesn't look the part of what you would expect a super soldier to be. No.
yeah. It's like, oh, it looks all right. Just no. So yeah. Do you have any interest? I guess you. I haven't. I mean, are you planning on playing
I
this at all, or
I wasn't at
no?
all. So, and this was so yeah.
Like I said, I was on the edge. I was hoping I was hoping there'd be like news of, hey, it's better, or we made big improvements, and I was want to play this, I guess you would say. But now, like, I'm just outraged where I don't even care. Like, and I'm a huge Marvel fan. Like,
Oh yeah.
I can't get enough Marvel. Like, I got all kinds of Marvel Funkos, and well, not all kinds, but I've got Marvel Funkos for like some of my favorite characters, and I watch the movies all the time, and can't wait for just any new thing that's Marvel related. Like, I'm always for, and just this would be something in typically that I would love, but the quality just doesn't seem there, and the quality that they are putting into is just for PlayStation. So,
Yeah.
anyways, that's it though. That's what we got. Um, so some some interesting news this week. Next week will be the movie TV show, unless something else crazy happens in the tech gaming world that we need to talk about. I don't. Sony had some kind of like state of play too. I don't know if you
But
saw that. It was only
I saw no articles about it whatsoever.
That's because it was
None.
only for PS4 and PSVR, no PS5.
Still, still, there was nothing. There was no articles about it.
Yeah,
Like there was no
yeah,
like coverage of it. Like nobody covered
yeah.
it.
They came out. They came out because I mean it's PS4 and PSVR. Like, but
Still, you'd
yeah,
think you
they
see something on Kotaku or IGN. I saw nothing.
I saw like an IGN, like, here's a breakdown, but there wasn't like typically where they have the overall, like, here's everything, and then they have individual articles of each thing. I didn't see the
Right.
individual of each thing. I just saw the one. I didn't look at it, but I just saw that they had one where it was like, here's everything, and that was it. But like I said, I don't have a PS4. I don't plan on getting a PS5 anytime in the future. So, it's just none of that stuff really interests me. So, and, if it and like I listen to Kind of Funny, and they have a big PlayStation, you know, like the fanboys, which they actually just launched an Xbox podcast, which is interesting. They had Major Nelson on their second episode. But anyways,
Hmm.
so I haven't heard anything from them about the PlayStation State of Play. Like they did a live reaction thing, and it's on VOD, but I'm not gonna watch that. Like I only like if they mention if it's big enough, they'll mention it on their like daily roundup show. Their games daily show, but like they haven't. So I guess it wasn't anything worthwhile. But yeah, next week I think we're gonna have some interesting stuff to talk about, movie TV wise. I know I've got a lot of stuff I want to that I have on my list to watch that I want to talk about.
I've been watching stuff.
Yeah, so that'll be fun. Um uh Alrighty, but this has been episode 396. We're getting close to 400. Only in was it I think first week of September is when we're gonna hit it, unless we like miss a week
Yep.
because there's literally nothing to talk about, which we have done before
Yeah.
recently.
Yes.
But yeah, we're getting up to 400, which exciting. We're gonna hit it in September, so that'll be fun. Probably not gonna do anything spectacular for it, but still, still a nice round number, a nice good round number. So, be sure to check out the GeeksFTW.com for the links to our Twitch, YouTube, Discord, Twitter. We're starting to stream more. I know Stuart's streaming again.
Yep.
Now that he's affiliate, he has reasons to, and I'm making a big push because especially this month, I plan on streaming a lot, and I start to get me back into streaming regularly. So yeah, be sure to follow us on Twitter. Stuart's at Casual Terror. I'm at Geeky William. When we typically tweet whenever we are individually streaming. So
I do.
yeah,
In
I
fact,
do as
that's
well.
really all my Twitter is. Because
Yeah.
I don't tweet really much anymore. So
Yeah, you're too busy on TikTok.
kinda.
I
I don't
uninstalled
post on
TikTok.
TikTok, but I definitely, it's my nightly routine now is scroll through
Hi, I'm
TikTok.
William. I'm a recovering TikTok user. That's pretty much how I feel. It really took over my life. But anyways, yeah. So Twitter's the best way to follow us to keep up to everything we're doing. And we was every other week we have a D&D we stream as well. Stuart streams as well.
Yeah.
So that's fun. That's fun to watch for the most part because Stuart puts a lot of he puts a lot of quality and effort into it.
I try.
He does a pretty good job. When us players like Josiah and I, we talk about like, man, yeah, Stuart really does a good job. Like even when Stuart's not around, we're talking about like, man, yeah, that was so much fun and so great, and he does, so. But yeah, definitely.
I definitely need to remember what monsters can do. That way I'm like, oh yeah, this thing happened. Oh no, wait, reverse that. Yep, that totally didn't happen. So yeah, that fireball damage didn't happen. So I like, yeah.
Yeah, that's it's generally not fun for the players when the
I
DM
feel
has
like,
to rewind.
yeah, I feel like like in that case, what I did to you last week, I'm like, oh, but I feel like I did a no, that didn't work. That didn't work. I take that back. Take that back.
What did you do to
No,
me? I forgot.
you totally
It's
did
been
a
too long.
fireball and it
Oh yeah, he was supposed to. Yeah, okay,
and
I remember that. Yeah,
and
that
then I was like, oh
didn't
no,
feel
wait,
good.
no. He had a reaction where he could dash. It's like no, so he did. Oh fuck.
Yeah, that didn't feel good as a player.
But then he was dead in the next round because anyway,
Yeah,
the fighter just decimated him in one round.
but yeah, it's fun. It's fun. We got our group has a nice, nice chemistry between each other, and we're starting to role play more, and
Yeah.
you know, really get into it. And it's Stuart's got it all nice and set up for the stream. With the overlays and everything looks pretty good. So definitely check that out. Typically Sundays 1 Eastern, right? Yeah,
Yeah.
or every other Sunday. But yeah, we'll probably tweet that out. I'm sure Stuart tweets that out when he goes live, right? Yeah.
Yep.
I need to start retweeting. Yeah. When that happens, I just forget because I'm busy like looking at my character, planning stuff, because I saw something where it was like there's like two characters, like there's like one, or there's like the one who's like ready to pounce when it's its turn, and then there's the other who's like, oh, I don't know what I want to do. I try to be the one who's ready. I try to think
No.
of something cool, but sometimes I'm like, I don't like. I get weary just because it's like, well, I don't want to do another this because it's kind of boring. Is there something I can do to spice things up a bit? Anyways, rambling. Thanks for watching, people, and we'll catch you next time.
And remember, no animals were harmed in making this podcast.